Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of congregational humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. I'm David Breeden, Senior Minister. Welcome. Well, welcome everybody, both online and in our building today. Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis on Music Sunday for 2023. Yay! Our programming is on-site and online live right now and also on demand 24/7. Welcome everybody to this place of love and compassion. We try to practice humanity's highest ideals here and live into the society that we would like to see in the world. Do we fail to do that? Yeah, there are a few human, the old saying, everywhere there are people, there are Buddhas and flies. So we humans tend to be a little bit problematic, but we keep trying and we stay together in love in this humanist congregation. And thank you so much for being here today. Our bookstore will be open after assembly today. Head downstairs and pick up some books and literature and learn all kinds of things about humanism. Also today, after the assembly, if you're in the building, we will have cauliflower curry with crisp tofu, a vegan meal, or orange chicken and peppers, and double chocolate brownies, which are gluten-free. So join in. At noon today, join our archive committee, an amazing group of human beings, by the way, as they look at a 1935 humanist sermon on mysticism by the founder of humanism, one of the founders, John Dietrich. So do join us today to learn a little bit more about the humanist take on mysticism. Thank you all for being here today, and enjoy the show. Away from the music, but we light this chalice remembering our love for music and for humanity. Thank you very much. We aspire to pursue wisdom through arts, especially art today. Thank you.
Well, thank you, David. A great pleasure to be back here at First Unitarian for another Music Sunday. It's wonderful to see you all here today, and we have a kind of a program of fiddlers fiddling around today. The music today also features a wonderful oboe soloist, Christine Kim, who you'll get to hear from a little bit later. But the first pieces are written by a Finnish composer who was very much influenced by the country fiddlers he encountered in his life. And I like to think of the fiddle tradition as leading very naturally into our second piece, which is the Bach Concerto for Oboe and Violin, where we'll feature Cece Belcher along with Christine. And in a certain sense, Bach's music was fiddle music of its time in a way, because it was not intended to be played in church or at court, but in coffee houses, in community, just like the fiddling tradition of many, many countries. And then we'll get to some more exciting versions of fiddling around with Mike, and we'll hear more about that when the time comes. So we'll start this morning with two of the Portraits of Country Fiddlers by Pehr Nordgren. There are a few more of those portraits out there, so hope you'll find them and look them up. Now we have a treat. Another, as I said, another kind of fiddling. We have Christine Kim is going to join us and perform the Bach double concerto for oboe and violin.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to present this Music Sunday this morning. It's just so wonderful to be working for this Unitarian society that promotes music in such a way and honors it and gives it this whole morning. So it's been a lot of fun to put together. I wanted to just give a quick introduction to this next piece. It is going to be a new work written by Jenny Klukken here. Woo! And I also just wanted to give an acknowledgement to this foundation. So there's a foundation, First Unitarian has a foundation that manages lots of different funds, one of which is called the Sigmund Fund, which commissioned this work today. And it's in honor of previous music director Charles Sigmund, whose widow Jan is here today, and we're very glad to have you here. Here is just a little, he was a music director here from 66 to 83, and then unfortunately died of cancer in 83. He was a professor at the U of M, and he worked here, and there's just a long legacy of great music in this space. This is a little bit about the foundation here, or the fund. And it said Chuck's musical taste included the most diverse range of composition and performance. He was dedicated to the encouragement and support of contemporary composers, playing their music often and on several occasions obtaining commissions for young Minnesota composers. So we're still doing that, which feels great. As the most appropriate kind of memorial, Chuck's widow Jan and their children Erica and Claude established the Charles Sigmund Music Fund. The sole purpose of this fund, which continues to receive contributions from friends and members of the First Unitarian Society, is the commissioning of new musical works for the society and the larger community as well. So we are very happy to present a new work today.
Hello, good morning. My name is Jenny Klukken, and I'm about to play marimba for you today. I just wanted to share everything I've ever composed. I can tell you very specifically what it was inspired by a certain time in my life, and so I really like to share that with the people that I play it for so that it can hopefully resonate with you and you can kind of hear the story that's happening as we're playing. I feel like many composers and artists are processing COVID right now. And so I feel like this is kind of a post-COVID inspiration piece. Right before the pandemic hit, my family was caretaking for my father-in-law, who was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And so we were already kind of in a family crisis mode, and then the pandemic hit, and so we were all stuck together, managing the care that he needed, which was a lot. And so right in the middle of it, there was a day that I met some family and friends out in the woods that I grew up in. And it was such a heavy, hard time. And I brought my old golden retriever with me, and we were way down in this valley. And I brought him, and I said to my husband, surely the dog will not go swimming. He's very old. It'll be fine. And you know where this is going. And and when I tell you it was about up to the ceiling in this room, it probably higher. It was this huge valley that had this sharp cliff. And we were down there, and he came emerging over the cliff, and he's 10 years old, this old dog who sleeps all day most days. And I thought, surely he won't think he can jump down this thing. And he just came barreling down this cliff and crashing into the water, and I was like, here we go, here's another bad thing, my dog is gonna die this year. And I mean, in front of my family and everything, but he was totally fine and came up smiling and wagging, and it was such a hard, heavy time, and we all just laughed so hard over it. And so it stuck with me so much. Like, just every day it can feel so heavy and hard, especially in the last few years, but it's those moments of joy that just keep us going, right? So in this piece, I didn't know there was a fiddling theme until today. But I grew up with a lot of folk music, and we were out in the country, and so this kind of fiddle tune came out. and I'm trying to play the marimba like a fiddler. You'll just hear there's these moments of lightness and joy, but there's definitely like this heaviness in the middle section there. So I hope you enjoy. I titled this Look and Leap.
Wow, just wow. How about that? A world premiere. Thanks to all these talented performers and artists today. Thanks so much. I did forget to mention that, you know, if you got a kid, they get a little restless, we do have the Dietrich room open to out the door and to the right. They can run in circles and such. We do have the music piped in over there, and also there is a TV screen that you can watch and see, so all should be well with that. Thanks to Jeff and Mike for asking me to write a poem for today. So here's a little thing. I'm still working on it. Those of you can see my scribbles. But what is it about art that both calls us out and calls us in? That creates both hope and elusive dreams of wholeness. Art creates at once hunger and satiety, both desert and dessert. Despair and dreams at what we humans can do and what we can be. Making art, sharing art for the artist, for the audience, for humanity is ancient and basic and sublime. Art helps us imagine a world where artistic expression and personal expression happen beautifully and spontaneously. Art aids us in expressing our true selves. In being and doing and in the world, the artist and the art makes us one. Yeah, a world premiere, and how about that? Well, art is beautiful, and I love writing poetry, but of course we also have money. My poetry teacher, Allen Ginsberg, once wrote a poem in which he wrote, you know, when will I be able to go to the supermarket and buy what I need with my good looks? Which Alan wasn't all that good looking, but still, it's a very good question. And unfortunately, we do have to remember the money as well. So I do want to say that Music Sundays are part of our regular programming, but we do have some special funding for that. If you would like to send some cash to the Sigmund Fund, you can do that by putting it in the memo line or online, noting that you want that to go to the Sigmund Fund, and it will go to our foundation who controls those funds. So I hope you're enjoying today as much as I am, and I hope you'll consider a gift to First Unitarian Society so that we can continue pushing the envelope in both the art and social worlds. And the easiest way to give is to, are we going to put up the slide? I don't know. As you see, I came in this morning, you know, hopped off the plane late last night, so I didn't coordinate really well this morning. But yeah, there you go. There you go. The easiest way to give is at our website, firstunitarian.org. Click on the Give link at the upper right. You can also use PayPal and the Vanco app. You can give us a check, and any of those you can note how you want the money to go into our general fund, because we do music every week. And Mike, you're doing an amazing job with finding amazing artists and talent. What a great music director we have. Thank you so much for being who you are. And for those of you in the building today, you can drop off a check as you go by. Thank you so much for supporting First Unitarian Society. Wow, wow, a world premiere. Beautiful music. And if you are in the building, I see some tables set up outside on our patio. So if you so choose, you have a picnic in your immediate future. How about that? Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Mike. This has been an amazing, amazing experience today. Thank you so much for doing that. Jacob Mullis and our sound team and media team out back there, thank you for making it a beautiful sounding event. Thank you so much. Go out into the world. Be fearless. Ask questions. Hold on to what is good. Strengthen the weak. Comfort the fearful. Serve the suffering. Do what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. Go forth in the power of the human spirit. Thank you.